Composite functions. This is one of the topic students find quite challenging. Let's have a look at it. Find the composite functions given that f of x is 2x minus 1, g of x is x squared minus 2. Remember, these are just functions. In the past, you could say, rather than saying f of x, you could write y equals 2x minus 1. They are functions. But let's focus on this particular one. F of x equals 2x minus 1. G of x equals x squared minus 2. Find f g of x. And when you've done that, then find g f of x. Here, you got to apply g of x first. And when you've done it, then you apply f of that function. So start with g of x, which is x squared minus 2, and then you apply the function, which is you double it and then you take one away. On this particular one, you start with f of x, which is start with 2x minus 1, and when you finished, you apply this function, which is double it, square it, and then take 2 away. Let's look at it properly. Okay, here we have that f of x is 2x minus 1, g of x, x squared minus 2. So here we'll start with g of x. And g of x, that's why I put the particular one, put it in red. See here, this is the same as this, which is g of x. Look, x squared minus 2, the same. Then you apply the function. Apply the function. So here, we're going to find the f of x squared minus 2. Now, let's see what that function is saying. Here, if you look at the function, f is saying double x, whatever is in this bracket, double it, and then take one away. So let's go back here. You see, this bracket now has x squared minus 2. So I'm going to double it, which is this, 2 multiplied by this, and I'm going to take 1 away, minus 1. Now, this is fine. You can leave the answer this way. There is no issue. Or you can go ahead and then tidy them up. Then if you multiply this, you have 2x squared minus 2 times 2 is 4. Then you got that minus 1 here. Then tidy this up. So 2x squared, then a minus 4, and then a minus 1 together is the minus 5. So this is your simplified answer. Now let's look at the next question. Okay, here you are asked to find g f of x. So you start with f of x, which is 2x minus 1. I put that in red as well, so you can see exactly what is happening. So 2x minus 1 is f of x, which is this. And then we are going to apply the function g. But g is saying whatever is in the bracket, square that, and then take 2 away. So in this bracket then, what is in this bracket is 2x minus 1. So I'm going to square that. So I'm going to square 2x minus 1 squared, and then take 2 away. Because that is what this is telling me. Whatever is in this bracket, square that, then take 2 away. So we got this in the bracket, square that, then take 2 away. Now this is fine. Once you have applied this function, that's fine. You can leave the answer this way. But if you decide to simplify, remember you got to square this. You might use a double bracket if you want to do that. That is 2x minus 1, bracket 2x minus 1. or you can just square this. If you square the first one here, you got 4x squared, and then if you square twice their product, if you multiply this to, you got 2x, and then twice that, you get 4x, and it becomes minus. So you got that. And then this one is plus 1 squared is only 1, but again, got minus 2 here. So obviously, plus 1 minus 2, that gives you minus 1. And that is your final answer done. So like I said, you can leave your answer this way, or you can multiply this bracket properly using your double bracket. And then tidy up, then you will get this. You do realize that sometimes this f g of x is not the same as g f of x. It's not the same, so you can see f g of x. When we got that done, we didn't get this value for x squared minus 4x minus 1. So they are not the same. Now try these questions. Find the composite function given that f of x is 5x plus 3, g of x is 3x squared minus 1. So you're required to find f g of x, g f of x. Now this probably it is a little bit of a challenge. You go to solve g f of x equals 0. Have a go with this, press pause, and when you're done, then press play. Okay, let's look at our questions. The answers are here. Find the composite functions given that f of x is 5x plus 3, g of x equals 3x squared minus 1. So here, f g of x, we start with g of x, which is this. So we start with this. So 3x squared minus 1, and then we apply the function, f of that function. And do remember, here the function is saying, whatever is in this bracket, multiply that by 5, add 3 later. So here, we're going to multiply this by 5, which is this, and then we're going to add 3 later, which is that. At this point, that is fine. You leave it this way, you get a full answer, full marks, you will get it. But if you want to tidy that up, you multiply and tidy up. So that becomes 15x squared minus 5, and then plus 3, tidying this up. So you got 15x squared minus 2. Done. The next one there, if you look at it, is g f of x. So you begin with f of x, which is 5x plus 3, and then you apply the function j. And what the function is saying, it says, whatever is in this bracket, multiply that by 3 and take 1 away. So that is what is in the bracket. So we have to multiply the whole of this by 3 and take 1 away. So multiply by 3 is this, and taking 1 away is this. Okay. Now, remember also that here, that is the function x squared here. So whatever is in this bracket, remember that, multiply by 3, but square the x. Square that in the bracket here. So here, that's why we square that. Then multiply by 3, and then we take 1 away. Again, this is okay. You can leave it this way, but you need to tidy up if you need to do that. If you need to tidy up, but in the marking schemes, in GCSE exams, this secure you the full marks. That's fine. So double bracket multiplying, if you need to multiply that, you can use a double bracket, 5s plus 3, then multiply by 5s plus 3, then tidy up. If you want to do that straight away here, you can put a 3 down, square the first one, which is 25x squared, plus square this one, which is 9, multiply these two together, which is 15x, and double it, which is 30x. So you got the same thing here. And then minus 1, tidy up, multiply by 3, and then tidy up. You will get 75x squared plus 90x plus 26. And that is your well-refined answer. Now you go to solve the other problem. Did you manage to get to the C part of that question? Solve g f of x equals 0. Let's look at the question. Now, g f of x equals 0, probably you say that's the question we just done, and we got this answer. This answer becomes 75x squared plus 90x plus 26. Now we've got to equal that to 0. Now to solve this is purely quadratic, you can say. And there, so we have to use the quadratic formula. Um, Quadratic formula that will give you the perfect answer straight away. And I hope you can remember the quadratic formula. X equals minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divide the whole lot by 2a. But you're going to understand that a here is the coefficient of x squared here. A is 75. B is the coefficient of x. In this case, it's 90. And C is the constant term. Here is 26. So apply this. X becomes minus b, which is minus 90, plus or minus square root of b squared. Now here, minus 90 squared is the same as 90 squared. So the minus here doesn't make any sense because it will all change to positive. Then minus 4 times a. A is 75 and c is 26. Divide by 2a, which is 2 times 75. Tidy up, you will have x equals minus 90 plus or minus square root of 300 over 150. Now, if you put this in your Casio calculator here, you automatically get the answer. Taking the first one, minus 90 plus root 300 divided by 150, you'll get minus 0.48, 2 decimal places. And then minus 90 minus root 300 divided by 150, then minus 0.72 to 2 decimal places. And then you are solved, and that is the solution.